The Group 1 Redcliffe Cup on Saturday night promises to be a great race. For the first time, $100,000 in prize money, and as a result, it now carries Group 1 status, and the club and Racing Queensland officials would be absolutely thrilled with the field that has been assembled for the 2022 edition. This is going to be a cracking race. First staged at 2,613 metres under the stand start back in 1997, and when the tab markets first went up earlier in the week, it was the 4-year-old winner, Seb's Choice, that was marked as the favourite. He went up at $3.30, and there's been steady money for Seb's Choice right throughout the week. I think at last look, he was trading around $2.80. Ryan, this is going to be a very interesting race. The obvious question, can these two horses, starting off handicaps, overcome those marks, turn it up off 10, Max Shard off 20? Because when we look at the history of this race, 9 of the last 11 winners have started off the front. Two exceptions being Jack in Flight and I Am Sam. They both started off 10-metre handicaps. Other horses that have overcome handicaps include Home of Jack, Hexus, Slyby and Torado Stone in recent times. There have been a few others. Madawi Prince, Pocket Battleship also starting off handicaps. And when you look at Max Shard, who starts off that 20-metre mark, Pocket Battleship back in 1998 was the last horse to win off a handicap of that size, and a horse that's won off a handicap greater than that was Madawi Prince, who started off 30 metres back in 1994. So history shows that these horses are facing a real big test on Saturday night.
Chris, what an absolute cracking edition of the Redcliffe Cup that we have this year. Now that prize money's over $100,000. Greatest edition, can't wait. It looks like it's the race of the night.
As I mentioned, Seb's Choice is the favourite with Tab. He's a 4-year-old. So if you're looking for a little bit more confidence with Seb's Choice, if you want to back this guy to win the Cup, here's a few other stats for you. He's a 4-year-old, like I mentioned. 4-year-olds have won 4 of the last 9 editions, so they do have a good strike rate. Only the Brave, Majestic Major, Alleluia and Soul Ambition 2 years ago have been 4-year-old winners. So Seb's Choice certainly has that history on his side. Here's one for you, Ryan. As the co-owner of LL Cool J, the last horse to go back-to-back, I'm not sure if this is a good stat or a bad stat for you. You can tell me. Hexus was the last horse to go back-to-back, but it was back in 2003, 2004. Can LL Cool J rewrite a little bit of history here and go back-to-back?
Chris, he probably has a puncher's hope of victory, but he'll certainly need his fair share of luck, I think, in running.
Okay, the most successful driver in the Redcliffe Cup, Grant Dixon. He's won 3. His winners have been Atomic Arc, Majestic Major and Alleluia on Saturday night. He is going to be driving Colt 31. Vicki Rasmussen is the most successful female trainer of the Redcliffe Cup. She's won it twice previously, last year with LL Cool J, a few years earlier with Kept Under Wraps. She's got 2 reps here on Saturday night. LL Cool J, who's chasing back-to-back victories, and Turn It Up. So it'll be interesting to see if she can do that. And the fastest cup was Soul Ambition back in 2020. Mild rate, 158.9 for the 2,613 metre stand start, but the track record belongs to Clint'll-Do, who's got a time of 158.7. Both tracks are fast at the moment, Ryan, Albion Park and Redcliffe. Do you think there's a chance they'll go quicker? Do you think there's a chance they could break the track record here?
Chris, I reckon we're $1.10 to break the track record. Both tracks, as you say, are playing lightning quick. We saw Max Shard trial in a stand there not too long ago, and he jogged in pretty much equaling the track record as well. So I think it's $1.01, mate. They're going to go fast. There's lots of speedy types, and it's just going to happen.
Well, just to back that statement up with Max Shard, that trial, that was just over 2 weeks ago. So June 15, for the same trip here as the Cup on Saturday night, 2,613 metres. Mild rate was 158.1. He ran home his last half in 54.9, but staggeringly, his last mile was 152.9. 152.9 he ran his last mile in that stand start trial. So this is going to be a very intriguing race, the Redcliffe Cup. Just looking at it, who was the big winner, Ryan, as far as the barrier draw was concerned from your point of view?
From a stand perspective, we saw Captain Crusader have a start here recently, and he just pinged the tapes. So I think coming up with 1 for him, that's certainly an advantage. He'll be getting that lovely peg line trip. Whether he leads or takes a sit, well, it's the great unknown. I actually, without a doubt, think that the two back markers are really well placed in this event. So Turn It Up off 10, Max Shard off 20. They're the class runners. They're going to be on the third and fourth line of betting in the Blacks Are Fake. I think they're well in here under these conditions.
Okay. Do you expect this race to throw up just move after move? Captain Crusader, as you said, if he can ping away like he did in that recent stand-start Albion Park victory, do you think they'll want to lead, in particular, after what happened last week in the Patrons' Purse?
It's the great unknown. I think that a few people will definitely take a shot at him. If Seb's Choice gets away well, he'll definitely be looking for the top. Same said for LL Cool J. What does Max Shard and Turn It Up do? When do they make their moves? That's the great unknown and why it's going to be a great race.
Seb's Choice, are you confident that he'll get away and time it nicely? And LL Cool J, just going back to that race last week where Seb's Choice was able to beat home LL Cool J, what did you take away from that race? Did he go above and beyond Seb's Choice? Were you disappointed in LL Cool J?
I think Cool J, once he found the top, he probably did underperform without a doubt. Seb's Choice was massive in that first over crush. You can't ask for much more. What I do come back to, though, is that the beaten margins in the race, they weren't that great. So perhaps that's why I lean towards Turn It Up and Max Shard dominating this race rather than Seb's Choice, who's got the front.
Okay, well, let's see how Darren Clayton has these horses positioned at the bell. It's not an easy assignment trying to sort out where these horses are going to be, let alone how they're going to get away. But at the bell, Darren's got them Captain Crusader in front, and he's got Max Shard up outside him. Make Mine Memphis in behind the leader. LL Cool J 1-1. You'd be happy with that position. Colt 31, 3 wide solo. Turn It Up on the back of Colt 31. And then he's got Seb's Choice, the favourite. Midfield, the moving line. So it's a very difficult assignment here, Ryan, to try and find a spot for these horses at the bell. It's hard to predict how they're going to get away. But is that something that you could see unfolding here?
I think it's one likely scenario. If Seb's Choice was to step away well, make a play for the top, if you did take the 290, you'd be on good terms with yourself.
Okay. What are your selections for the Redcliffe Cup?
Chris, I'm sticking with one of my favourites in the form of Turn It Up for first, Max Shard for second, Seb's Choice for third, and I think Northview Hustler's racing very, very well, and he can perhaps run top four as well. Okay,
my numbers are fairly similar. Top three are definitely similar. I've gone with Max Shard. I think he can defy a little bit of history here, overcome that 20-metre mark. This horse is absolutely airborne. Smashed the track record first up at Albion Park. He then won the Flashing Red, and as we spoke about, that trial was just scintillating recently at Redcliffe last mile at 52.9. That's unheard of around that track. Yes, he was in front. He's going to be, coming wide at some point here on Saturday night, but this horse is in the zone. I'm happy to stick with him. Luke McCarthy's won the race previously. He was the driver of Hexus when he went back-to-back. So he knows what's required. He's one of the best drivers in the world, and I think he'll give Max Shard every chance. Seb's Choice I thought was terrific. Couldn't have been any more impressive last week. Start's going to be crucial for him, like many others here, but with a clean getaway, he's going to be right in the mix. He was super last week, and then the rising sun beckons for him. Turn It Up. You can't knock the way he's going. Sectionally, he was just unbelievable chasing home Max Shard in the Flashing Red last time out. He's been kept fresh for this race, but that's not uncommon for him. As we know, he's a proven Group 1 Auckland Cup winner. That's a 2-mile stand. And Make Mine Memphis, I thought, was really sharp last week sectionally. And with this nice draw, I wouldn't be shocked to see him feature as well. So 13, 3, 12 and 2. They're my numbers. Ryan going 12, 13, 3 and 7. It is going to be a ripper, the Redcliffe Cup. No doubt about it on Saturday night. Group 1 for the first time. Big prize money. One driver, two drivers that are set to play a big role on Saturday night include Nathan Dawson and Angus Garrett. Both were in the feature race winners circle last week. Let's have a listen to what they had to say about their drives this weekend.